Someone hit and killed a man walking along State Route 240 earlier this month, and tonight his family is asking that driver to come forward. Plus, it's been nearly 2 years since a young man was killed in the crossfire of what police say was a gang shooting. Now there's a lawsuit against the mall where it happened.
We made it through a night of wind, so now what's next? Well, we could be seeing snowflakes. I'll tell you more coming up.
Now, KAPP local news at 5.
Good evening, I'm Alyssa Warner.
And I'm Jeff Jacobs in for Jason Valentine tonight. Thanks for joining us.
We have to get straight to that forecast because there is a lot happening, Jeff.
Yeah, you thought last night was enough going through all the wind and everything and trying to sleep through that and finding things missing or in your yard this morning. Now get ready for the possibility of some snowflakes. Let's jump outside and look at our Legend Sky Cam network looking out over Columbia Point there over towards Pasco there, right over the river. A lot of traffic activity. We did get a break from some of the clouds today to see the sunshine breaking through. It is off and on right now. Looking at our radar, we see areas of scattered showers, very minimal areas right now going on. Now the blue is a possibility of snow, while you see the green is rain, and in some areas mixed rain and snow. That is going to increase overnight tonight, especially over the passes, to more snow showers and a winter storm warning in effect for the Cascades. We'll tell you more about that coming up in a few moments here. Right now 50 degrees in the Tri-Cities. The breeze still holding pretty strong at 18 miles per hour. Yakima is seeing winds at 14 miles per hour and 43 degrees. We'll tell you more about the white stuff and even colder temperatures. I'm so sorry. Coming up later on in the show.
Today, Pasco police and medical arrived to the scene of a shooting that happened on the 2600 block of West Octave Street. Police say the shooter called 911. The person who was shot was rushed to a local hospital in critical condition. Police say the person who shot the gun is being cooperative and has been detained but is not in custody. Police say the men likely knew each other and they don't believe this was a random attack. Now, Kennewick police have arrested 2 people suspected in connection with the death of 18-year-old Hunter Black. Police say he was shot and killed during a targeted home invasion in 2018. Now, investigators have identified a 3rd robbery and murder suspect. They have a warrant for Cavante Enoch Conley. All 3 suspects in this case are being charged with the murder. Police say that's because in Washington, if there are multiple participants involved in a robbery that results in someone's death, all of those participants can be charged with murder.
Yes, if all the people that were involved in a crime that ultimately then led to this person being murdered, in this case Hunter Black, they can all be charged with the same crime.
Now again, police have a warrant for Cavante Enoch Conley that you're seeing here. They're working to track him down. If you know where he is, you can call the non-emergency police line. That number is 509-628-0333, or you can go online and leave an anonymous tip. We have a link to help you do that on our website, yaktrinews.com. Now, still ahead on KAPP local news at 6, we'll hear what led police to search for this 3rd suspect years after the crime occurred. And moving on tonight, left for dead on the side of Highway 240. A Tri-Cities family is asking the person who hit and killed their brother to come forward. Tonight, our Madeline Hagan joins us in studio. Maddie, what do we know so far about this investigation?
Yeah, Alyssa, Rudy Madrigal was walking on eastbound 240 on the early hours of February 5th, but investigators have not yet identified a suspect vehicle or even a suspect. Family tells me it was 2 young women who eventually stopped to help Rudy, but unfortunately it was too late. So there's very little to go on in this investigation. There aren't any cameras on that stretch of State Route 240. That's why Rudy's family is doing everything in their power to spread the word, and hopefully the person responsible will come forward. Rudy's sisters have this message for their brother's killer.
He was a son, he was a father, he was a brother. And so if you know anything, just think of your family. Think of those you love, just going through this exact same thing.
Rudy was a father to 3 children and comes from a mixed family with 12 children in total who say things will never be the same without him. And later tonight on KAPP local news at 6 o'clock, learn what Rudy's siblings are working on to ensure no family in the Tri-Cities has to experience a loss like this. If you have any information about this hit and run, please contact Washington State Patrol. Alyssa, back to you.
Thanks, Maddie. Now in 2021, 23-year-old Jose Rivera de la Cruz was waiting for a ride outside Sears at the Valley Mall in Union Gap when he was shot and killed, caught in the crossfire of a shootout between rival gang members. Tonight, KAPP KVEW's Emily Goodell tells us his family is suing the company that owns the mall, saying they should have done something to stop the violence.
During the investigation, police discovered that the conflict between those rival gang members actually started inside the mall and then escalated into the shooting out in the parking lot. But the lawsuit claims security started getting reports more than an hour before the shooting about people flashing gang signs, confronting shoppers about potential gang affiliation, and even an assault. Lawyer Brian Mickelson representing the victim's family in a lawsuit against Center Cal Properties, which operates the mall.
Whether they saw a weapon or not, that should immediately alert a reasonable person to take preventative measures and remove these dangerous persons from the premises, which was not done when they had plenty of time to do it.
Coming up, we'll have more on the claims made in that lawsuit and how the company behind the mall is responding to them. Reporting, I'm Emily Goodell, KAPP KVEW Local News.
Thanks, Emily. And around the world tonight, we're tracking developing news from Russia. President Vladimir Putin says he's suspending participation in the last remaining nuclear weapons agreement with the U.S. Now, nuclear weapons tests have been banned since the Cold War, but Putin said today Russia should be ready to start testing again if the United States does. So suspending the treaty is not as potentially alarming as leaving it. The U.S. is still waiting to see what Russia actually does with this. And that speech comes just after President Biden visited Ukraine, shortly before President Biden was set to speak in Poland. He's trying to drum up support for Ukraine among NATO allies.
1 year into this war, Putin no longer doubts the strength of our coalition, but he still doubts our conviction. He doubts our staying power. He doubts our continued support for Ukraine. He doubts whether NATO can remain unified.
He also announced that the United States will host a NATO summit next year. Now, Ukraine is not part of the alliance, but President Biden has repeatedly said that the U.S. will get involved if Russia attacks a NATO country. The federal government has now taken charge of the cleanup effort from a train derailment earlier this month that spilled toxic chemicals into the air and the water along the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. The EPA says if the rail company responsible falls short, then federal crews will move in and it'll cost 3 times as much. ABC's Rena Roy has a look at the work ahead.
People in East Palestine, Ohio, taking their concerns right to the top.
There's so much uncertainty about it, and that really gets to me emotionally. We need to feel that we're safe.
Caroline Brown speaking with the governor of Ohio and the EPA administrator in her kitchen, asking a question that's been on the minds of many after complaints of skin, eye, and throat irritation.
So it's safe to drink the water?
Water's safe.
Because I haven't even brushed my teeth with it.
No.
In an attempt to provide some reassurance, officials sipping water from her tap, saying tests have proven it's okay to drink and that the air is also safe.
We know things are right now, and we just need to make sure that in the future they're all right.
A long road to recovery that's only just begun, more than 2 weeks after the fiery train crash that spread toxic chemicals. The Biden administration calling for new regulations, including increased inspections on routes trains use to transport toxic chemicals.
We are pushing forward a 3-part drive on rail safety. Things that we're doing at the Department of Transportation to raise the bar, things that we need help from Congress to do in order to hold rail companies accountable, and things that this industry needs to do differently.
The EPA ordering the train company Norfolk Southern to conduct all necessary actions associated with the derailment. The company's CEO vowing to do what it takes to make things right, including paying for the cleanup and putting $1 million into a recovery fund for residents. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
New tonight, an avalanche on Kolchak Peak, which is in the Cascades near Leavenworth, is blamed for killing 3 people. Northwest Avalanche Center says a group of 6 got caught up in the avalanche in the backcountry on Sunday. The center says the avalanche killed 3 people and injured a 4th. Right now, as you can see, that entire region is under high avalanche danger, which is a 4 out of 5. And we're talking about a blast of winter weather that is only going to get worse over the next couple of days, with more snow expected in the mountains and falling temperatures expected for Snoqualmie Pass through the end of this week. And Jeff Jacobs is here. We're also talking about falling temperatures here in our area.
Yeah, definitely. Tomorrow, a big difference, a 20-degree difference between where we're at right now and where we'll be at tomorrow at this exact moment. Plus a winter weather warning for the mountains. I'll tell you more about that and the possibility of the white stuff for us even down lower coming up.
And still ahead on KAPP Local News at 5, it's a trio of cases before the Supreme Court that could change the way the United States regulates the internet. Tonight, we're taking an in-depth look at what those cases involve and what's at stake.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
Honey, are you throwing the throw pillows?
Relaxing to watch TV can be hard.
Remember how they stack.
Okay.
Actually, watching TV,
HBO app.
it's easy with Dish.
Honey, are you on the boudoir cushion?
What's a boudoir cushion?
Live TV and streaming apps together with Dish, tuned in to you.
To see if you qualify for Hanford worker compensation, please call Smart Law for a free consultation at 1-877-630-1122. Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses, including neurological, respiratory and heart conditions, cancers, and beryllium-related disorders. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Call Smart Law at 1-877-630-1122 for Hanford worker compensation. Smart Law in Yakima and Tri-Cities.
We've been married for 47 years.
Because we're in the building business, I would say what's been really unique about Yakima Federal is the integrity and the trust that we built with them.
If they don't have the answer, they get the answer for you. Their friendliness and their willingness to work with you.
It's just a very friendly relationship. Not being a number, you got real people you can walk in and talk to. Absolutely fantastic. I'm David, and my wife Teresa, and we've been a customer of Yakima Federal since we moved to Yakima 30 years ago.
It's a different kind of shooting range in the wilds of North Idaho.
We have a 3D archery range that is a trail through the woods. It's about a mile long.
Fly the Northwest.
We've got a 50-yard range, a 100-yard range, and a 200-yard range.
KVEW Local News at 6 tonight.
Coming up tomorrow at 5, winter is making a big comeback with snow possible. I'll let you know where and how much in your full weather forecast.
And we're taking a closer look at a lawsuit coming out of a shooting at a mall in Union Gap.
KFC has wraps now?
Got 2 for $5.
Wait, there's one with spicy slaw?
Grab 2 new Kentucky Fried Chicken wraps for just $5.
E.T. followed by Extra tonight at 7 on KAPP.
Welcome back, everyone. Tonight, we're taking an in-depth look at 2 cases before the Supreme Court that could change the way we regulate the internet. So in the United States, gun makers typically can't be held liable for the way people use their weapons, and social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter typically can't be sued for what people post online. But the Supreme Court could change that. A couple whose daughter was killed in a terror attack in 2015 says YouTube should be held responsible for, they say, promoting videos that helped radicalize the terrorists who carried out that attack. In the second case, a man who was arrested after creating what he called a joke police Facebook page wants to sue the real police because he says they violated his civil rights.
They raided my house, they took my electronics, they arrested me, my image was blasted all over the news, and I didn't do anything wrong. So I don't want them to think that's okay, because I kind of think they do.
While both of these cases involve individual lawsuits, the Supreme Court's decision could have really far-reaching effects. Chris Wynn has reaction from the experts.
At the Supreme Court, the battle over free expression online is coming to a head.
The way the internet works today may fundamentally change as a result of what the Supreme Court decides.
This week, 2 cases are being heard, and the outcomes could determine whether tech platforms and social media companies can be sued for recommending content to their users or for supporting acts of international terrorism by hosting terrorist content.
We have this very rare instance where a lot of people in DC agree that something needs to be done. They haven't been able to meet that point where they can actually agree on the answer.
At the heart of it all, Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, a 27-year-old federal law that protects websites like Google, Twitter, and others from lawsuits over what their users post online. Some Democrats, including President Joe Biden, say it prevents tech giants from being held accountable for spreading misinformation and hate speech. But many Republicans allege that it gives big tech a license to censor conservative viewpoints.
The Supreme Court's ruling exposes how vulnerable the internet is to regulatory interventions and how at risk we are of being faced with a very different internet.
Some experts question if the justices are equipped to make a sound decision, partly because they don't use social media enough to fully understand it.
It's a structural problem with Supreme Court that when they make legislative-like decisions, they don't have the expertise the legislature has, and they don't hear from all the people that might be affected.
Potentially adding to an uncertain playbook over how to regulate online speech. In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
Now, the Supreme Court is set to hear arguments in a third similar case tomorrow, but it often takes months for the justices to announce a decision after hearing these kind of cases.
Now, KAPP First Alert Weather with Jeff Jacobs.
You survived the night of wind. Now here we are in on a Tuesday or Wednesday, sorry. What is today? Is today Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday, right? Today, wow, this short work week really has things a little messed up. So what are we gonna get for the rest of this week? Stay close. Cascades, winter storm warning in effect right now through tomorrow morning. A winter storm advisory for the Blue Mountains going on through tomorrow morning. Colder temperatures beginning tomorrow, 20 degrees colder than what we're experiencing right now. Yeah, February is not quite done with us yet. Skywatch radar, scattered showers and some light snow showers being reported in the higher elevations of the Cascades and the Blues. We do have some light snow, rain showers actually moving through right now. Our lower elevations from Yakima all the way through the lower Yakima Valley through the Tri-City area right now. Wind speeds are still holding pretty strong. You see the teens and lower 20s for the most part, anywhere from 15 miles per hour in Ellensburg all the way down to 19 and 20 miles per hour being reported in the Tri-Cities as well right now. So those winds will be diminishing as evening progresses. We won't see or feel the same type of wind that we had last night. Temperatures though in the 50s or the upper 40s, 50 degrees for the Tri-Cities, 43 for Yakima. Moses Lake is coming in at 46. Look at the base of the Blues. A little cooler there, and it's going to get even much cooler as that wind hits the Blue Mountains and kind of stops right there. Let's look at our temperature trend. Really interesting graph. Here is the trend, and here's where we fall off starting tomorrow, with much cooler temperatures than what we're used to right now. Today, right now, is our average temperature for this day in February, but that is about to change overnight. Tonight, cloudy skies. We're looking at temperatures a little cooler than what we're used to. Here it begins, 25 for a low in Walla Walla, Tri-Cities, 21 for Yakima. Hanford's going to be at 22, Hermiston and Umatilla right around 24 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, a chance of some light snow showers tomorrow morning. Now, a lot of snow. Now, we might see a flake or two tomorrow morning when you're getting up and about, but other than that, cloudy skies for the afternoon tomorrow. And temperatures, there we go. Your highs just below or right at the freezing mark for a lot of our area here. And that's going to be kind of the sustained temperature throughout tomorrow afternoon. Futurecast, let's see how things move starting right now. You see the blue again is snow showers. Going to put it into motion and get to here where we see this big cell coming through this evening with a chance of a snowflake or two falling with some rain showers. Then things will start to move around as we get through Wednesday and Thursday and clear up a little bit. And hopefully we'll see those temperatures start coming back up as we get towards this weekend. Here's what we're talking about. 7-day forecast, 33 tomorrow, again Tri-Cities. You might see a snowflake or two on the way to work tomorrow morning, but you should have a mostly cloudy day by the afternoon. Those colder temperatures through Friday, then over the weekend, things start to slowly rise back up. So let's just get through the next few days of February. Yakima, similar situation with 30 degrees as your high tomorrow and some clouds for Thursday. And then we'll start climbing back up Saturday, Sunday, and into next week. It's those overnight lows here for the next couple of nights you really want to keep an eye on. If you have any pets outside, might be time to bring them in somewhere a little bit warmer. Overnight lows in the single digits. So yes, this week we went through the wind. That's going to start calming down even more tonight, but there is a chance of a little snowfall overnight tonight. Alyssa?
Thanks, Jeff. And despite that frigid forecast, spring is less than 4 weeks away, I promise. We are also winding up for baseball season with a new coaching staff coming for the Tri-City Dust Devils. That's next on KAPP Local News at 5. And we have a lot more news to share with you on our mobile app. You can use the camera on your smartphone to scan this QR code, which is also at the bottom of your screen throughout the show. The code will take you right to our app for news and weather on demand. It's free to download, and there's no subscription fee to use it.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
You are our winner of $1,000 to help out Mustangs for Mustangs.
Thank you so much. $1,000, that's food for 6 families for a week.
Please tell us a story of someone you believe is making an impact.
Movies are dreams that you'll never forget.
This is larger than any of us.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Oh no, you hate coming home to a dark house. You need the Bell & Howell Bionic Spotlight. The instant the motion sensor detects movement, Bionic Spotlight triggers 8 high-intensity LED lights that shower the entire area with light and then shuts off 30 seconds after it stops. Get the motion-activated Bionic Spotlight for just $19.95 with free shipping. If you order right now, you can double the offer and just pay a separate fee. 2 Bionic Spotlights backed by our 5-year warranty for one low-value price. And the shipping is free. Here's how to order.
Click-It RV Tri-City Superstore has gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you like, then build it, price it, and click it.
Or come to the Pasco Autoplex.
From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes, the huge indoor-outdoor RV show is here. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee.
Only at Click-It RV Tri-Cities or ClickItRV.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click-It RV.
Next ET, we're in London with the Royals and the Stars mixing it up at the BAFTA Awards. Plus, our exclusive with Tatiana Ali ahead of her Bel Air homecoming. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on KVEW.
Ford Escape. It offers bliss with cross-traffic alert. And it's an IIHS top safety pick. It's built for America. Get 0 for 36 months plus $1,000 low APR cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape only at your local Ford dealer.
To our newsroom tonight, we now know the identity of the Yakima County Sheriff's deputy involved in a fatal shooting in Grandview last week. The Sheriff's Office says Deputy John Duggan is the official who shot and killed the suspect, who the Sheriff's Office says was armed with a gun. Duggan has 12 years of law enforcement experience and has been with the Yakima County Sheriff's Office since 2014. Now, he's been placed on administrative leave, which is standard department policy, and is subject to an administrative investigation. We'll continue to update you as we learn more. Coming up this weekend, the Seasons Performance Hall is hosting the first ever Under the Valley Film Festival. It's a collection of independent filmmakers showcasing their work that might not get exposure elsewhere. Local filmmakers from the Yakima Valley, the Pacific Northwest, and from across the country in Florida and New Orleans, even some from across the world from Haiti, Argentina, and Israel, all have work to showcase. The organizers say it's all about solidifying the next generation of filmmakers and celebrating diversity.
A lot of people have been very scared about doing things like this because they don't know how it's going to be received. We wanted to take that chance on faith, and we hope that they'll reward us very well by making sure to support what's going to be for another generation.
So if you want to check out this film festival, tickets are $25 online on the Seasons Performance Hall website. The event is coming up Saturday from noon to 9 o'clock. And the Tri-City Dust Devils kick off the 2023 season in April with some new people on the coaching team, as well as some who have been around before. Cactus Jack Howell returns for his second year as the Dust Devils manager. Daryl Ebert, vice president and general manager with the Dust Devils, says Cactus Jack was a Major League Baseball player for more than a decade, which Ebert says brings some unique insight to the team.
Yeah, I mean, Jack is a longtime big league player himself. He played in the big leagues for about 10 seasons in the Angels system. So he is, I think he takes a unique approach in being able to connect with the players from a guy that's been there. So he knows what it takes to get to the big leagues, and I think that's really good for the players.
Ebert says Howell is called Cactus Jack Howell because he is from Tucson, Arizona. The Dust Devil season, again, starts in about 6 weeks. You can find information on buying tickets on our website, yaktrinews.com. But Jeff, we've been talking about this. It doesn't feel very much like baseball weather out there.
Not yet, right? Spring training is right around the corner, but that's why they don't have it here. The majority of the Major League Baseball is, being done down in Arizona. Stay close. We'll talk about what kind of changes are ahead, and they are going to change a lot very soon, coming up in a final wrap of your weather in just minutes.
And still ahead, ABC's David Muir is in Poland tonight, where President Biden spoke earlier today, calling on NATO countries to support Ukraine. That's ahead on World News Tonight.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Tonight, after the historic surprise journey to the Ukraine war zone, President Biden's message as he visits Poland to mark 1 year of Russia's war. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on television.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences, find new roads. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $2,250 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
The concert you've been waiting for, Jen Blossoms. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you. Jen Blossoms. Live in concert. Friday, March 17th at Legends Casino Hotel. Buy your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Jen Blossoms.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' compensation attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor and industries. Now, I fight for injured workers.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630, Bothwell and Hamill.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Next Extra. After 19 seasons of hookups, heartbreaks, and shockers, Dr. Meredith Grey says so long to Seattle. Inside Ellen Pompeo's emotional exit from Grey's Anatomy.
I never thought we would make it this far.
Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on KAPP.
Well, Welcome back. We're taking a final look at the forecast, and Jeff, we're seeing the wind is not the end of it.
No, that's how we started the week.
Oh.
How we'll end the week is a little bit warmer, but between now and then, we're going to have cold temperatures starting tomorrow. Looking here at our screen, yeah, definitely 20 degrees difference tomorrow at this exact same time to the temperature we're at right now. So be prepared and dress accordingly tomorrow. Cascades, winter storm warning in effect right now, and the blues and winter storm advisory going on right now, both until tomorrow morning.
All right, good to know for anybody traveling. World News Tonight with David Muir is next, and KAPP KVEW Local News is back tonight at 6.